who has been named by either a senator of a committee or a congressman is dangerous to the welfare of this nation.
President Eisenhower refuses to engage directly with McCarthy. In the letter to his brother, however, Eisenhower explains, as for McCarthy, only a short-sighted or completely inexperienced individual would use the urge of office for the presidency to give the opponent the publicity he so avidly desires. Time and time again, without apology or invasion, I, as many members of this administration,
Give it!
have for the right of the
I did not hear you come in. You fight me out to death.
We wouldn't want to do that. After all, there are so many better ways to die. Please shut off that noise. Is everything ready? Good. Cook! Is everything on schedule?
Dinner will be ready at 7:30. Sure.
Right on time. You have your instructions. Good. Then let the game begin. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm not sure.
Yes, indeed, you are expected, Colonel.
How did you?
It is Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
No, that's not my name. My name is.
I believe it's been recommended that tonight you use a pseudonym.
Oh, no, thank you. I had an antihistamine before I came.
Excuse me, sir. Allow me to help you with your jacket.
Oh, all right. I suppose.
Oh, pardon me. It was merely the maid in the hall with the champagne cork.
Champagne?
Don't mind if I.
This way, monsieur.
Oh, thank you. Are you expecting someone else?
Indeed, sir. I'll be with you in a moment.
Follow me, Colonel.
Oh, with pleasure, my dear.
Yes, do come in, madam. You are indeed expected. Welcome.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you are a socialite to be known this evening as Mrs. White.
Yes, it said so in my letter, but why?
Allow me to introduce you, Mrs. White, to the main event. I see you two know each other.
We've never met.
Champagne?
I think not.
Do make yourself warm in the lounge.
Why do I look cold?
A bit. Right this way, Mrs. White. I will be right with you.
Oh, hello.
Hello! Pleased to meet you.
I'm rarely pleased to meet anyone. More?
Oh, yes.
Bonjour, madame. Est-ce que vous désirez?
Mrs. Peacock, I presume.
Who? Oh, yes, that's me.
Cook, will you please help with Mrs. Peacock's stove? I see you two know each other.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this woman before in my life.
Champagne?
My lips belong to the Lord.
Do make yourself comfortable in the lounge.
Oh, for your hospitality. And there's a couple of Benjamins hidden under the caramels for you, butler.
Oh, yes, I see. How sticky.
Well, I expect to be treated like the wife of fairies.
Oh, hold that thought. Right this way, Mrs. Peacock, after you.
Oh, my. Look at the detail of this molding. This is quite a magnificent mansion, isn't it? Oh, who are you?
Welcome to the party.
Well, this is turning out to be quite the crowd.
Good evening, sir.
Is the right address for Mr.
Sit! No, not you, sir.
Right. I'm sorry.
Do come in.
I'm sorry. This letter has me rather anxious, I suppose.
You must be Mr. Clie.
Yes, that's exactly who I am.
Welcome, sir.
Wow, this isn't all what I was expecting.
I find if you expect nothing, you're never disappointed.
No, I'm not disappointed. It's just that.
Pardon me, sir. Good evening, sir.
Please arrive 7:30 sharp Saturday evening. Here I am,
Professor Plum.
if you say so.
Joe.
Well, and I thought I had seen everything.
And Miss Scarlet, I hadn't realized that you and the professor were acquainted.
We're not. The bridge is washed out from the rain, my car broke down, and this professor offered to give me a ride.
I'm hoping she'll return the favor one day.
So, I didn't realize we were headed to the same place until we arrived.
I see. And how was your drive?
It's a long haul.
Well, yes, it is a long haul, but then again, it's quite a large house. This way, please.
Say, what is this godforsaken place anyway?
Oh, this old place? Why, this is Body Manor. Cook, dinner, advertisers in the lounge after you.
Excellent, I'm starving.
Funny, I haven't much of an appetite at all.
My, this really is a party.
Welcome all, it's a pleasure for you to see me. Cocktail hour.
There are so many of you. I didn't realize.
Right. Good then. You're all here. Colonel Mustard, present. Mrs. White.
Yes.
Mrs. Peacock.
How do you do?
Ms. Scarlet. Mr. Green.
That's right.
And Professor Plum.
Right.
Evening all. I am Wadsworth the butler. As you may have already surmised, nobody is being referred to by their real name. A courtesy your host has provided to ensure your privacy. I suggest you all follow his lead and refrain from revealing too much about yourselves this evening. After all, you never know when it can all come crashing down. Dinner.
Sorry, I'm rather bit clumsy. I suppose.
Dinner? That was more like a cocktail minute.
Wadsworth, you were saying you never know when. What?
What? This way, please, ladies and gentlemen. We really ought to keep her waiting. Cook can get cranky. If you'll just follow me, the dining room is right this way. Into this room, ladies and gentlemen, for the talk. Now, if you turn to the left, you'll find the Museum of Manspreading. An excellent display. I know.
Our bodies choose to let this.
Well, during the performing of taxidermy, I believe it was the natural position of the male specimen. Down this way, ladies and gentlemen. Here you will find oil paintings of every body member thus far in history. Here we have Sir Benedict Body, a connoisseur of eggs.
I think that one's Picasso.
I must admit, I'm rather excited for this one. An architectural feat like none other. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole of Deja Vu. The whole of Deja Vu.
I feel like I've been here before.
The dining room is right this way. Find your names beside your places. Please be seated. Mr. Green, just in the middle here.
Can you find your seat, or would you like some help?
This place, at the head of the table. Is that for you?
No, sir. I am merely a humble butler. I don't sit.
What exactly do you do?
I buttle, sir.
Dinner is right. What's all this about? This dinner party?
Ours not to reason why, ours but to do and die.
Die?
Merely quoting from Sir Alfred Lord Tennyson.
I prefer Kipling myself. Do you like Kipling, Colonel?
Oh, sure, I'll eat anything. So, who is our host? Is this where he sits?
All in good time, sir.
What is that smell? Oh, it's something familiar. Shark fin soup. Oh, my favorite! I know.
Bon appetit.
Oh, this is delicious. Oh, this is yum, yum, yummy. Yum, yum, yum. Excuse me. I guess I'll be the one to break the ice. I mean, I'll get the ball rolling after all. I am used to being a hostess. It's an integral part of my life as the wife of a... I forgot we're not supposed to say who we really are, but oh well, I have no idea what we're doing here. But I am very intrigued, and oh my, this soup is delicious, isn't it?
I know who you are.
You do?
I work in Washington.
Washington. So you must be a politician's wife.
Why, yes, I am.
Oh, who's your husband? Maybe I know him.
Well, he's... Mrs. White, you've been awfully quiet. What does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, he just lies around on his back all day.
Oh, how lazy.
Not necessarily.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That'll be $5, mister.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Green, what do you do in Washington?
Oh, no, I'd rather not say. I'd like to follow the rules.
Well, if I wasn't trying to keep the conversation going, we'd all be sitting here in embarrassed silence.
Are you afraid of silence, Mrs. Peacock?
Yes! No! Why?
Well, in my professional opinion, you seem to suffer from what we call pressure of speech.
Is that an official diagnosis?
Are you a doctor, Professor?
Yes, it's psychological medicine.
And do you practice?
Not anymore. I work for the government.
Ah, another politician.
Not exactly. I do research for you-know-who.
Who?
A branch of the United Nations organization, the World Health Organization.
Ah, you know who. It's an acronym.
I have a sister who is a gymnast.
You are a real colonel, aren't you?
I am, sir.
Aren't
Aren't you going to mention the coincidence that you also work in Washington, D.C., Colonel?
How did you know that?
Oh, I've seen you before.
So, Miss Scarlet, does this mean that you live in Washington too?
Sure do.
Does anyone here not live in Washington?
So this is about the Red Scare then, is it?
Oh, no, I'm not a communist. I'm a Republican.
What? We've had about enough. Where is our host and why have we been brought here?
Speak of the devil. Pardon me, sir.
Hey, I have an idea.
Oh, good thinking, Miss Scarlet.
What are we doing?
The acoustic coupling between the door and the glass allows the sound waves to travel from one end to the other.
Yes, indeed. All of the guests have arrived, sir. Oh, yes, everything's going according to plan. Of course, I will meet you in the study.
No, for God's sake, who is at the door? I demand to know what's going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I interest any of you in fruit or dessert?
No!
In that case, may I suggest that we adjourn to the study, where your newly arrived host will reveal his intentions with you all. Your letters will all be explained, and the game will be afoot. Thank you, Yvette. That will be all.
We will see.
Well, where's our host?
He's not here. No one's here. What is happening?
Cigarette. It'll calm your nerves.
I don't smoke.
For Wadsworth, open after dinner. It's for you.
Thank you, sir. Right then. Are you comfortable?
I make a good living.
Oh dear. Oh my.
Well, out with it, Wadsworth. What is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, these instructions are clear.
At least something is.
It seems the 6 of you have all received the same letter. It will be to your advantage to be present on this evening because a Mr. Body will bring to an end a certain long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability.
Yes, we read English all of us.
As it turns out, you all have one thing in common.
That bastard McCarthy. We're all being blacklisted, aren't we?
You're close, Colonel. You're all being blackmailed. For some considerable amount of time, you have all been paying more than you can afford to someone who threatens to expose you.
Oh, please. What's someone going to blackmail me for? I go to church every Sunday.
Oh, yeah, ladies, don't we all?
Does anyone else wish to deny it? No? Moving on. Until you had received your letters, you hadn't known who it was that was blackmailing you. But now I'm sure that even the least discerning amongst you has determined that the man behind your ransom is none other than Mr. Body himself.
Did you use
Who is this body fellow, you brutish British butler?
Who Mr. Body is of no concern of yours, madam, but suffice it to say, he is a supporter of the House Un-American Activities Committee, and he feels your activities are decidedly un-American.
I've never been to any meetings or anything.
My task this evening is to reveal your secrets to each other, rendering you all culpable in each other's indiscretions.
But we hardly know each other.
Precisely.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
I am sorry, but I have no choice. We'll start with you, Professor Plum.
Ooh, this ought to be interesting.
It says here that you were once a professor of psychiatry specializing in pathological lying lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the U.S. government.
So your work has not changed. But it also says that you cannot practice medicine anymore, can you? Your license has been lifted, correct?
Why? What did he do?
You know what male doctors aren't supposed to do with their lady patients?
Yeah.
Yes, well, he did.
Oh, awful. You know, someday there will be a reckoning for men like you.
I hope so.
Me too.
You, disgusting.
Are you casting moral judgments, Mrs. Peacock?
Well,
How then do you justify accepting bribes in return for delivering Senator Peacock's votes to certain lobbyists?
my husband is a paid consultant. There's nothing sinful about that.
Not if it's publicly declared. But if you slip cash underneath the stall door at Old Emmett's Grill, how would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
When were you in that men's room?
So you did do it.
No, it's a vicious lie.
And yet you've been paying blackmail for over a year now to keep that story out of the papers. Seems a little sticky, no?
Now, see here.
Well, I'm willing to believe you. I, too, am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
So am I!
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed.
Oh, I'm being blackmailed, all right. But I did what I'm being blackmailed for.
What did you do?
I run my own business.
That's not a crime.
You didn't ask what kind of business I run.
All right, what kind of business do you run?
I provide gentlemen with the company of a young lady.
An escort service in Washington?
How scurrilous.
I'm sure some people are just a little lonely.
Imagine having to pay money for the company of a woman. That is a problem I will never have.
Is that having to do with that Colonel Mustard works in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not!
I was asking Miss Scarlett.
Will you tell him it's not true?
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Aha! So it is true!
A double negative.
Double negative? You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. I mean, the double negative is led to prove positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
You need no help from me, sir. Miss Colonel, it seems here you hold a sensitive security post at the Pentagon. Those negatives would surely compromise that position.
What compromising positions exactly were you conning, Colonel?
This is an outrage!
Let's see here. Who's next? Oh dear. Who's next indeed, my four-eyed little friend? Can you please tell me what the first letter is of that name there? Mrs. White! You have been paying our friend the blackmailer ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances.
Say what you want. I didn't kill him.
Then why are you paying the blackmailer?
I don't want another scandal, do I?
Another.
We'd had a very humiliating confrontation. He had threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
I believe that she had meant that he'd threatened in public to kill her.
It was all over the papers.
And yet he was the one who died, not you, Mrs. White. Not you.
Yes. He was found dead at home, unclothed. His head had been cut off. And so had his, you know. But I didn't do it. I'd been out all evening at the movies.
What was showing?
The Naked Alibi.
A likely story.
But he was your second husband, your first also disappeared.
Well, that was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
He wasn't a very good illusionist.
Which brings us to Mr. Clie, who is
I don't
a...
need you to unmask me, Wadsworth. I know what you're going to say about me.
And what's that, sir?
Mr. Green, who is a homosexual.
Not me.
I beg your pardon?
You asked who is a homosexual. So I said, not me.
Yes, thank you, Colonel. But there's more to it than that, Mr. Green.
How do you mean?
There's evidence to support the question of your politics.
My politics? Since when is being a member of the Republican Party a crime?
You swore an oath of allegiance to the Republican Party and yet failed to vote for Eisenhower in the last election. That's grounds for an ousting if I've ever heard one.
But voting records are confidential.
Everything has a price, Mr. Green.
So, there you have it.
Have what?
A crooked senator's wife, a lascivious doctor, a disloyal Republican, so on, so forth. Not exactly adhering to all American standards of behavior, now are we?
Depends on who you ask.
If this body fellow is such an upstanding civilian himself, why didn't he just turn us into the proper authorities?
And miss the opportunity to make a quick buck. Come now, Professor, what could be more American than that? Apple pie!
All right, Wadsworth, so we're being blackmailed by a renegade McCarthyist. Where does that leave us?
Where is this Mr. Body?
And what does he want from us?
Who cares? I'm not waiting to find out. I've done nothing wrong. I am leaving.
I am sorry, Mrs. Peacock, but you can stay in denial all you like. You cannot leave this house.
I am the wife of a great senator. You can't tell me what to do. What?
Indeed. All of the doors are locked, the windows are barred, and the grounds are patrolled by vicious dogs. There is no way out.
That's just what my ex-wife
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you your host for this evening and your blackmailer for life, Mr. Buddy!
How do you do? I thought
Mrs. White in the study with her knee!
Thank you. I've studied martial arts.
There is one more piece of information you may all like to have.
What?
The police are coming in less than an hour. The police!
Unless
Unless what?
you all agree to double down.
Why would we want to do that?
Because if you don't, I'll put this briefcase containing all the evidence necessary to expose your wrongdoings in the hands of the press, the police, and the House Un-American Committee. With the right spin, those fellas can make a commie out of anyone. I believe some of you will have a lifetime of jail, and others a lifetime of shame.
Unless what?
There is something you could do that could change the game. Something I just can't bear to do myself.
What?
Have a seat, please.
All the seats are taken up. Is this... I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm a little accident prone.
What's this all about, sir?
In this bag, there are 6 packages I think our guests might find useful this evening.
Packages, sir?
Yes, if you will. I'm a generous sort of fellow.
You are, sir.
Wadsworth, would you please see to it that each of our guests receives a gift?
Gladly, sir.
Would anyone care to guess what's in those boxes?
Perfume.
Candy. A rare single malt Scotch whiskey.
Oh, guessing game is fun. Open them up, please. because you believed the evidence against you was so terrible, you would do anything to keep it a secret. I'm putting that theory to the test.
You are, sir?
Wadsworth here is the only other person who knows your secrets, and it is costing us all dearly to keep him quiet.
What do you mean?
Well, I wouldn't have to increase your payments. Rather, didn't have to pay Wadsworth for his silence.
Wadsworth? That's a lie!
No, he may look suave and charming,
Well, thank you.
but he is conniving and manipulative.
That is false!
Why do you think he's called the police?
You called the police.
Only because he instructed me to do so.
Did I? Ladies and gentlemen, I would have no need to increase your blackmail or turn you over to the police if you can get rid of Wadsworth.
Get rid of?
Does he mean kill him?
In fact, if you can eliminate Wadsworth,
Oh, yes, I think that's what he means.
we not only know your secrets, but mine. I will eliminate your blackmail altogether, and we can be done with this terrible business once and for all.
But why make us do it, Bobby? Why not do your dirty work yourself?
Yeah! Why should I, when each of you are uniquely motivated and armed?
What a patriot.
After all I've done for you, he's a liar. I'm one of you. I'm not a butler. I'm an indentured servant.
Familiar refrain. Don't make a scene, Wadsworth. It's over. The cops are on their way. Now is your chance. If you don't want to find yourselves on the front pages, one of you must kill Wadsworth now.
I'm not beautiful! Please, no! Oh my goodness gracious me!
It's Mr. Bobby. Is he breathing?
Oh, thank God.
Stand back! I'm a doctor. He's dead.
Who had the gun?
I did.
So you killed him.
I didn't.
Oh, if you didn't, who did?
Somebody grabbed the gun from my hand. Then when it went dark, I heard a shot.
But look, there's no gunshot wound.
He's right, there isn't.
Look, there's a bullet lodged here.
Eagle eye, Miss Scarlet. If the bullets over there, then how did he end up over here?
Damn it, Green! I'm a doctor, not a forensic scientist.
Something else must have killed him.
One of us must have killed him.
Well, don't look at me. I didn't do it.
Exactly what he'd say.
Oh, I need a drink.
You help us again. You hear us. Relax, please. Deep breaths. Lamar.
Perhaps he was poisoned by the brandy.
Poison?
Somebody had to stop her screaming.
Well, was it the brandy?
How should I know?
Looks like we'll never know now.
Unless she dies too.
The screams! They're coming from the billiard room! The door's locked! Who's in there? Who's screaming? Yvette? Yvette, are you all right?
Yvette, are you alive?
asked me to record your conversations.
And why would he ask you to do that?
For more evidence, of course. Wadsworth revealed your secrets in this study. Now they are all recorded.
What a snake! I've got to destroy them! Where are those tapes?
Who cares about the tapes? What about the body?
What body?
Body's body!
What is that? Why were you screaming in there all alone?
Because I was frightened. I also drank some cognac. Maybe I wasn't too. Plus, one of you is the killer, and once your body is dead!
We have to figure out which one of them did it.
What do you mean, which one of them?
Well, I didn't do it!
Well, I would have killed him myself. But I didn't have access to a weapon.
Don't look at me, all I got was a candlestick.
Perhaps it wasn't one of us.
Who else could it have been?
Who else is in the house?
Only the cook.
The cook! As far as I can tell, the cook's not here.
My, what a lovely kitchen. My husband and I had the kitchen very similar to this in our first brownstone. It has such a homey feel, doesn't it?
Someone must have killed her. Did you do it?
This makes two.
Do what?
Murders.
I hate murders!
I think you'd better explain yourself, Wadsworth.
Me?
Well, who else would want to kill the cook?
Dinner wasn't that bad.
How can you make jokes at a time like this?
It's my defense mechanism.
Some defense. If I were the killer, I'd kill you next. I said if. There's only one admitted killer in here tonight, and it's not me. It's Mrs. White.
I've admitted nothing.
You paid the blackmail. How many husbands have you had?
Mine or other women's.
Yours.
5.
5?
Yes, just the 5. Husbands should be like Kleenex. Soft, strong, and disposable.
Well, if it wasn't you, who was it? Who had the dagger?
Mrs. Peacock.
Yes, but I put it down.
Where?
In the study. Any one of us could have picked it up.
That's right, I remember that.
Well, then it must have been Mr. Green.
Oh!
Can somebody help me, please?
Good Lord, somebody let him up. You and you. Yes, please.
Really, Green, you ought to learn how to speak up for yourself.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's horrific. Oh my God. Oh, don't touch me, Italian silk. Now, gentlemen, may I suggest that we take the cook's body into the study?
Why?
For starters, if the police arrive and they find this, then we'll all be apprehended under suspicion for murder.
Murder?
And secondly, I am the butler. I like to keep the kitchen tidy. Quickly, through the hole of deja vu. Put your backs into it. Elbow grease is not in short supply. Come now, you've got it. If we could get most of them to the study, I'd be grateful.
She smells like Kirby.
She's bleeding all over the floor. I'm going to get a mop.
The body! It's gone!
Oh my goodness, that is a long haul. What are you all staring at?
Nobody.
What do you mean?
Nobody! Nobody! Mr. Bonnie's body! It's gone.
Maybe he wasn't really dead.
He was.
We should have made
I
sure.
thought I had.
Well, is he dead or isn't he?
Maybe he was dead, but somebody moved him.
Who would move him?
And why?
How should I know?
Oh my. Oh, all this excitement. Oh, I have to. Oh, excuse me. Is there a little girl's room?
Oui, madame.
No, I just need to powder my nose.
Oh. There's a toilet outside the billiard room.
Now, of course, I don't mean to alarm anybody, but we do currently have the teensy-tiny, itsy-bitsy little issue of 2 dead bodies, one missing and one present, and the imminent arrival of the police.
Well, the bridge is washed out. That should buy us some time.
But I don't want extra time. I want the police to arrive.
Yes, but once the police arrive, the rest of us are doomed.
Wadsworth, am I right in thinking there is no one else in this house?
No, sir.
Then there is someone else in the house.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant no meaning yes.
No meaning yes.
Yes, sir.
Look, give me a straight answer.
Well, don't look at me. Just don't.
Wadsworth, is there anyone else in the house? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, there is, or no, there isn't.
Yes.
There seems to be some confusion on whether or not we're the only people in this house.
There isn't.
Isn't any confusion, or isn't anyone else?
Either or both.
Give me a clear answer.
Right, sir. What was the question again?
Is there anyone else in the house?
No!
That's what he says, but does he know?
There's a murderer on the loose, a missing body, a Mr. Body, the cook with the dagger in her back, and all of these easily accessible murder weapons. The rope, the revolver, the candlestick, the wrench. And, hey, where's the lead pipe?
Stand back! He's dead.
That's what you said the last time.
I believe in second chances.
Mr. Body dead again?
Oh, I'm gonna faint.
Oh, never fear, Mrs. Peacock. You can fall into my arms. Sorry.
Mrs. Peacock.
Oh,
Hi.
Oh.
Where did this happen?
in the bathroom. I went in and there he was. At first I thought he was attacking me, but then I realized he'd been left dead there, just propped up against the doorframe, waiting to fall on someone.
Who would do such a thing?
What does it matter? It takes a lot of guts to kill someone twice.
That's what we call overkill.
But why? What does it matter?
It matters to him.
It matters to us. Excuse me, sir. We've got to figure out who killed him, where, and with what.
Pretty sure it was the lead pipe.
10 points, Professor.
What kind of game are you playing, Wadsworth?
This isn't a game. Oversized child.
The lead pipe. It belonged to you. The lead pipe belonged to you.
Yes, but I dropped it on my way to the kitchen.
Yes, and who drops a murder weapon?
I didn't know it was a murder weapon when I dropped it.
So any one of us could have picked it up.
Yes, of course. You're right. But who did? Who did pick up the lead pipe? Who picked up the lead pipe and brutally murdered Mr. Poppy, leaving him dead and bloody in the bathroom? Who did that? Who? It was you!
Cool it, Wadsworth. While you're over there losing your marbles, I'm over here trying to do something useful. Have you all forgotten about the evidence against us?
The evidence!
Bonnie's briefcase. It's locked.
But there must be a key.
Oh, yes. Mr. Green, would you be so kind as to reach into Mr. Body's pockets for the key to the briefcase containing all of the evidence against us, so that we may destroy said evidence once and for all?
Why me?
Why not? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, all right.
Where'd you get that?
But I don't like germs.
Or fingerprints?
No, it's really mostly just germs.
Where's he going to search for it?
Takes a second.
Oh wait, he's so warm. Okay, I got it.
Give it here. Briefcase! It's empty!
Empty? Where's all the evidence?
I told you Bonnie was a liar. Had the evidence in his briefcase my foot.
We have to find that evidence!
And destroy it!
Look, evidence against us aside, first things first. We are in a room with 2 dead bodies.
And the cops on their way.
Let's move the corpses so they look less dead.
Some party this turned out to be.
Help me, Monsieur Green.
Well, all right.
Do be careful, please. Oh, don't get guts on the ground. I just had to clean.
Solid battlefield technique, Professor Plum. Never leave a man behind.
Cadavers are heavier than they seem, aren't they?
I wouldn't know.
Right. Neither would I.
Upsy daisy.
Here, prop her up.
Aren't you all strong and virile?
Okay. Good, they just look asleep.
Forget about the bodies. We need to do something about all these murder weapons and the homicidal maniac on the loose.
Yes, I believe you're right. And I have an idea. Pardon me, sir. All right. We'll put the weapons in the bag. As long as they're not currently in craniums or vertebrae. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. That is a large lead pipe. Thank you. Or a candlestick, rather. Okay, well, thank you. Gruesome. Yeah, oh, yes, I know where yours is.
What good will that do?
Then we'll zip up the bag.
Most murderers know how zippers work, Mr. Wadsworth.
I am aware, but then we'll put the bag in the safe.
Terrific. Where's the safe?
In the hall. Follow me.
Trumbull, Mr. Wadsworth.
Oh. Those are quite valuable.
Now is not the time for art appreciation. Butler, where's the...
Oh.
A hidden safe behind the portrait. How original.
There. It's locked.
Voila.
What are you going to do with the key to the safe, Wadsworth?
Oh, yes, the key.
I'll put it in my pocket.
But what if you were the murderer?
I'm not.
But what if you are?
All right, then. Let's throw the key outside.
Oui, à l'extérieur.
But it's raining à l'extérieur.
Madam, I am not suggesting that we go outside. I am merely suggesting that we stay inside but throw the key away.
But that means you'd have to open the door.
I would.
But what if the killer's outside?
Oh, better out than in.
Yes, but if we open the door, we run the risk of allowing the killer to come back inside.
But if we open the door, maybe we'd encourage the killer to go out.
The killer seems to be doing a fine job of opening and closing the doors all by himself. I don't see how us opening the door for one tiny second will make any sort of difference.
But if we open the door and throw away the key, and the killer catches the key, then he will have the key we're trying to confiscate.
We may be overthinking this just a tad. I'm going to throw the key away. Follow me. Ready?
What now?
Was it the killer?
She didn't look like a killer.
Takes one to know one.
Leave her to me. Interrogation is my specialty. Good evening.
I need to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb the whole household, but my car broke down out there and I was wondering if I could use your phone.
No!
Are you a killer?
What? No!
All right, this way, please.
Well, where is it?
What, the body?
The phone! What body?
No, there's no body. There's nobody. Nobody.
Right, there's nobody in the study.
I'm afraid that phone's been disconnected, but I'm sure that there's one that you can use in the lounge.
Oh, I
Right through here.
was just wondering.
Fascinating. All right. We haven't got much time. Our task is twofold. One, find the evidence. Two, find the murderer.
We have one potential suspect contained in the lounge, but, I mean, what's behind all the rest of these doors? The rest of this place is up for grabs.
I propose we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house.
Split up.
Yes, we'll split into pairs. That way none of us will be alone.
No, if we split into pairs, we run the risk of whoever's paired up with the killer getting killed.
But then we will have discovered who the murderer is.
But the other half of the pair would be dead.
This is war, Peacock. Casualties are inevitable. You cannot make an omelet without breaking eggs. Every cook will tell you that.
But look what happened to the cook.
Colonel, are you willing to take that chance?
What choice do we have?
None!
I suppose you're right.
All right, troops, divide and conquer. I'll split us into pairs. Eeny, meeny, miny.
No. Mrs. White, you come with me. Yvette, you go with Mr. Green. Professor Plum, you're with Mrs. Peacock. And Miss Scarlet, you're with Eeny Meeny.
But what if someone doesn't come back?
Then we'll remember you fondly. Now remember, leave no door unopened and cherish your partner. This may well be the very last person you ever see.